Hello, Gemini. Welcome back to Intuitive Insights with Willow. Here's where I'm always wishing you peace and the understanding that life is always happening for you, not to you. So today, this is going to be a relationship overview, all right? So essentially a love reading, but it's just an overview of your connection with the person that has your heart, okay? Or your interests. Now, we're going to pull 3 oracle cards to give us overall energy of the connection. 2 tarot cards, one that's going to represent you, another one that's going to represent your person, and then 5 additional tarot cards from another deck. That's going to tell us the situation, the influences of that connection, the ailment or the trouble surrounding that connection, advice, some wisdom for you, and then the outcome if we stay on course. All right? If this is of interest to you, stay along for the ride. All right, so we have bottom of the deck, drinks of pain. We have heart attack, the boom, and colors. Look, Gemini, what's going on here when we have heart attack, the boom, and the colors? Somebody, you have seen somebody's true colors. Whatever they were trying to hide from you, it is no longer a secret. What happened in the dark does come to the light. I actually shuffled these, and you got High Priestess at the bottom. Anywho, and this has caused great pain to the heart. All right. Can you see those cards? There's wounds. I don't know who did it. Remember, energy can be reversible. All right. I'm just reading energy on the connection. Now, is this necessarily you? I'm reading for Gemini. My focus is for Gemini, but this could be either way. All right. Now, let's pull out a card for your person. Who you dealing with? You just sticking out there. The moon. So we have the moon. Give me 1 second, because I don't want no trouble. You better lay low. All right. We're going to get a card for you. So with the moon coming out here, the sign that is connected to the moon is Cancerian energy. But I did just go over this with Taurus reading, that it could be any of the water signs, all right? Because the moon, what element is the moon? It is water, all right? 4 of Pentacles. Here, you are all about your security, okay? Oh, also, the moon tells me that there are secrets. This person has been very mysterious, very manipulative. That's how I feel looking at that card, okay? Here we have 4 of Pentacles in representation of you. You're very solid, well-grounded. Stability is your main focus, but the thing for you, I don't know why, but when I looked down, it gave me uptight. You could be a Gemini that's very stability focused, you know, career driven, and not really flexible. Okay, I don't mean that in an insulting manner. I just mean that although you're a Gemini, you're mutable. You're probably a well-seasoned Gemini, so one that's older, and you could be done with the bull. So this works for you. This is steady. You could see that, you know, the things that your person was probably trying to present to you, you're not going to entertain it because time is of the essence, and you ain't got time to waste. You know, you're done with all of that. You're done with all that foolery. So, you know, you may have resisted some other ideas, or you just realized that this person wasn't being who they said they were initially, and you went with the bull. You just wasn't. You know it was going to be this way, and if they wanted something different, bye, bye, bye. That's how you felt, okay? 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Now, let's get into the juicy juice. I got everything I need in my life except a girlfriend. Y'all remember that song? That was B2K. Situation, Princess of Wands. That's young energy right there. Let's look at influences. Yeah, you could have been dealing with someone that was younger than you. Look at that. King of Swords. For influences. So you had an individual, or because this is just a situation. So when we look at Princess of Wands and the King of Swords, what we get here is a fiery desire to lead. Like this is somebody that was very ambitious, or a connection that embodied strong emotion, strong fire, and wanted to explore other things in the world. The desire to create new things, lead new things. Oh, you know what? Both of you, to an extent, both of you have that. Think about the reflection of the moon is the Hermit, which is Virgo. The reflection, Four of Pentacles, is under Emperor, which is fire. So we have earth and fire energy here. And although they are friendly, one could be more stable while the other one is a bit more ambitious. And that's what you got looking here. Even though this is the air sign, understand that Libra shares Venus with Taurus, which is an earth sign. So one could have had desires, want to do things, could have been a bit frivolous with their money, taking, loans out, wanting to fulfill fantasies that didn't assure promising outcomes. I just realized you probably couldn't see those. Promising outcomes, while the other one was more head stable, more financially focused, like, hey, we don't want to do this. The interest rate on that is this, and can you guarantee you will make X amount, XYZ by said time, so it's not a waste. It gave push and pull conflict interest. All right, that's what this was. You guys, in your connection with this individual, I mean, the fire was there, the steam was there, and the growth between one another and the support and connectedness was there. But what deferred was these sporadic, like, ideas and dreams that this person had. You had one that was more dreamy while the other one was more realistic. That can be troublesome there. That would understand why they came up as the moon as well. Because, the moon, although it's not Pisces, can be a bit elusive. Can kind of start to believe all of the things that come to mind, the fantasies that come to mind. They can't really take fantasy and reality. This is where you two deferred. All right, let's see. Trouble over this relationship. Although it sounded like I just gave you trouble. Yeah, I did. I need to slow down. I'll be jumping ahead. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. Okay, look. 3 of Wands. This person, yeah, they wanted to take things further. Like they wanted to take things further, and the other one, they made them feel like they were constantly waiting. It was the constant pause. It was the constant, okay, here, let's do this. But it's like, can we wait until this yields fruition before we go and jump into something else? You had somebody that constantly just had these ideas, and they did not stick to them. Libra is actually known for doing that. Libra is known for, creating these ideas, starting them, but not seeing them all the way through, because Libra will move on from this situation to another situation of fixing it or creating something that is needed. Do you understand what I'm saying? That was the problem in this connection. Why is looking like more problems? Can I get... I mean, I ain't ungrateful, spirit. Don't think that, but it's more so like relationships are tricky. Relationships are tricky. This fell to the ground, so this is your advice. 9 of Cups, which is Virgo, Hermit. Look here. The advice here is to focus on what makes you happy individually, not just together. Although these two are together, I love this one. It does represent emotional fulfillment by the imagery. Just, happiness. They got champagne just surrounding them with a beautiful sun, and I actually really love this position. Most people will never get me like that. My husband does, though. When I sit, because my husband's much taller, but He'll put like his chin on my forehead, or like when he's playing his game, it's awkward, but still. I just feel so safe and secure with him. You know, this is a very vulnerable position, and it's reassuring as well. Without words, the energy that it has too is really sweet. But here it's like your advice is focus on what's most important, what matters most. Let me tell you something. If you with somebody and they constantly going left, right, but you love that person, well, baby, giddy up, get suited and booted and ride it out. Because that, you know, they're still going to have those desires. Do you want to be the one that's standing in their way? Remember, the world is your oyster. Crack it open the way you deem it should be. Do you want to be the one that is the one standing in their way? Or do you want to be the one that's there to the bitter end? That, you know, babe, I took this embark with you. We've done all that we can. There's nothing more. What I mean by that, just in case I lost you, what I mean by that is when you're in a relationship with somebody and they keep doing the same thing, but it's new, it's exciting to see that in their face, ain't it? It's exciting to see them be so passionate about something. So figure out a way to maneuver through that, Gemini. You know, figure out a way to still be supportive of them and then maintain these projects that they start. Or maybe it ain't even about taking out loans and, you know, doing other stuff like that. Maybe it is in the fashion of you may go to the store and 1 week they only eat Asian cuisine. And then next week, all of a sudden, by the sniff of fresh air, this motherfucker's vegan. You like, didn't you just have me take you all the way out to an Asian market so you can get a squid or something? Now all of a sudden you ain't eating that kind of stuff? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. They could be driving you crazy with that. Ride the wave. Eventually this person will calm down, because what this shows me here is there is happiness in this connection. Focus on that. But if it is irritating your peace, you know, maybe y'all set down some new rules, new guidelines. You know what I mean? So you don't feel so, what is it called? Deprived, or your energy doesn't constantly become deplenished because of them. You know, set up some guidelines, and if they love you enough, they'll respect that. So, you know, y'all can continue to have what you have and don't have to ensue a heartbreak, and just stay in the joyful energy that you guys generally are in. Dang, I'm like, outcome. Y'all saw that? 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, damn. Okay, give me 1 second. King of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Let's clarify the 5 of Pentacles. Baby, can you focus on... Well, I just got the idea that maybe... I shouldn't say idea. I got the picture of a bar. Maybe y'all open a bar together, and it could be a great success if they stop sitting there pissing away all the goddamn money. They might be sitting there drinking more than they're working. Like, this wasn't a good idea. And that could cause them to have some serious health problems. Heart attack is health problems now. We got Justice. Ten of Wands. And 7 of Pentacles. Ooh. It's telling me here, and you got Fool at the bottom. Look, the outcome, if we stay on course, the outcome with Justice, 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Pentacles. Biting off more than we can chew, and actually becoming bored or becoming burdensome with all that has been placed on our plate. So maybe this person starts things, they don't finish it, you go and you take it on, And next thing you know, now there's something else. There's another mess you got to fix. There's another business you got to sustain. There's another new found hobby that they have that you must support. And it becomes emotionally exhausting. You become tired with the situation. Another thing too, with the Five of Pentacles being the outcome. Now, this person could realize the faults in their ways. You can gradually lead them to that as well. Remember, you could take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. But in this case, maybe your person does do a little sip, sip. And in the process of them sipping and realizing, you know, I have done this and that and this, and I do need to be set in something and actually follow through with it to the end, or let it go. They could do that. And in the process, that's when they hit that Seven of Pentacles. They can kind of feel sad with realizing everything that they've done in the past. They may feel like it's a bit of a waste, that they wasted time. They need that bump though. And now, you know, realize, okay, I could have been did this, or we could have did X, Y, and Z instead. Time is not forever. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you your ugly ass reality. And this really hurt my feelings when I did it too. See, my little nosy ass was looking on YouTube. And I was looking at fucking palm reading. Because I'm really into that, you know. And I was more so looking for children. How many children I have and stuff. But, you know, you look at one thing and start looking at another thing and another thing. You know how it go. So then I look at Lifeline. When I tell you I looked at that Lifeline, and it hurt my feelings. Because I looked at my Lifeline and then I looked at my husband's. Shit got real for me. Every fucking second of the day. You know, there will be a day, a time he may not come home. There may be a day and time I may not wake up. So I don't want to spend our time wasted arguing or doing other stuff. I don't know why that hit hard for me. To not see that our Lifeline went all the way up to our fingertips. And I ain't gonna scar you like that. If you go looking and you go looking, that's your business. But the reality of it is, I no longer, you know, I'm just content. And that's what I want to be. I want to be content. I'm where I want to be in life, okay? I'm also a Taurus, you know. But maybe something like that will help your person realize, like, yo, we are not here always. At some point, our story ends. The movie is over. You don't want to live like that, like in fear. But it does help some wholehearted people. It does help them to realize, like, damn. Every moment is not here. And it turns on the switch of endless gratitude. You see what I'm saying? So maybe that will help you and your person. All right, Gemini, that is what I got for you. If this video helped you in any shape, form, or fashion, give your girl a like. I do appreciate it. Also, understand that life is always hitting us with curveballs. Do well to remember that you will play the hand that you are dealt to the best of your abilities. Because you got this regardless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.